Crash and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I want to discuss a low-budget 1977 horror film called Kingdom of the Spiders. This stars Billy Shatner, and if I'm not mistaken, he plays the area veterinarian, and he's called to one of the local farms by way of the local farmer who owns said local farm. This thing's off to a running start. And when he gets there, he finds that one of, I believe it was a cow was killed. And Shatner's like, hey, this looks like, you know, a spider bite. This is weird. We're not really sure what this is. This is a little on the odd side. We're going to have to send this out and have it tested and blah, blah, blah. But see, the whole time that everyone's sort of like dragging their feet with this mysterious cow death, there's a massive mound of spiders on the same farmer's property that he'll discover in a bit, that these spiders are breeding and growing at like more of an exponential rate than anything else. And it's quickly becoming a problem for this town. Now, I think the biggest thing for me concerning this movie was how comfortable all of the actors were with the spiders. Like when Shatner's love interest, when she's staying at the local motel and she finds a motherfucking tarantula in her drawer, she's just like, oh, hey, what are you doing in here? You know, and she picks it up real safe, gingerly, walks it outside, puts it down, and just lets it go about its business. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of killing spiders myself. I don't like killing anything. I don't like killing bugs. I feel really guilty for some reason afterwards. But this spider's a little more on the predatory side. Its bite is poisonous. It can paralyze and kill. And she's acting like she found like a daddy long legs or some shit. And she just puts it outside. It's no big deal. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been staying in various motels and hotels that I found a fucking tarantula in the drawer of the desk in my room. That has happened so many times that I've almost lost count. So, and then when it comes to the part where, you know, inevitably the spiders will be crawling all over the actors, oh fuck, man, they're so good about it. They lie perfectly still, and of course these people aren't actually dead. So it's just very... It's really unnerving to have to watch this, seeing as how I am so completely uncomfortable with the idea of being covered in spiders, like I'm sure so many people are. And these actors, they just lay there and just let the spiders kind of have their way with them and walk all over them and shit. And these, again, these are like tarantula-looking spiders. Now, whether or not these spiders have been neutered or whatever, I really have no idea. This movie came out before I was born, and even had I been born, something tells me I most likely wouldn't have been involved in the production at all. But it's just their willingness to kind of play along, and I mean, fuck that. Like, you go to the casting call for this, they're like, oh, yeah, it's a movie about spiders, they're gonna have to crawl on you. I would be like, no, I'm good, thank you very much, I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm gone, fuck this. So I think that was probably one of the most like heroic elements of this movie. Otherwise, this is a typical spiders run amok, or nature run amok, and it takes over the town. In this case, nature is of course spiders, big spiders. And the thing that I really liked about this movie is none of the spiders were really mutated into anything larger than an average tarantula. It looks like all the spiders they used were real, and there was no mutant aspect here where there's no like 30-foot spider walking around and they're trying to attempt to sell that to the audience. None of that is here, and that's something else, like I said, that I really liked about this movie. I also really liked how it ends. They think, like, I don't know, I kind of got the impression that the surviving people were sort of like, oh, the worst may be over, and, you know, the spiders were coming in through all the openings of the tavern that they ended up seeking refuge in. And then it kind of quiets down. They kill a bunch of them. They set a bunch of them on fire. That's, you know, us versus them. And it seems like we come out triumphant. But then they start to look through the windows that are all boarded up, and they very quickly realize that the entire town has become one massive cobweb. And as the camera pulls back, of course it's a matte painting, because this movie didn't necessarily have the biggest budget in the world, but as the camera pulls back, you see the town is just like covered in cotton candy. Like, this fucking place is now run by the spiders, and Shatner and his love interest and a handful of other people who believed that they were surviving their way through this are now completely fucked. I don't know how they're supposed to be saved. I mean, even if a helicopter was to fly in, they'd still have to, you know, come out on the roof of the tavern that they're in, and it's now covered in cobwebs and spiders, dangerous spiders. So while they thought they were doing the smart thing, they were just painting themselves into a corner. And I thought that end was great. The movie is far from perfect, but the end makes up for it because it's like, oh fuck, you're so screwed now. And I think the end was my absolute favorite thing about this movie. And on that note, I will stop because it's now a little over 6 minutes long. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for just over a little 6 minutes, because I can't talk because I'm fucking brain dead. But nonetheless, thank you for hanging out with me while I discussed the 1977 film Kingdom of the Spiders, starring Billy Shatner. If you liked this review or discussion or whatever this was, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. You guys are amazing. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button, because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.